Hey, cousins. Rikishi. Rikishi. Rikishi, please come to the office. Rikishi, please come to the office. I'm confused. Who he talking to? If you got beef with creative, the head of creative is named Paul Leviske. Why don't you just say all this directly to him on the phone in private? Oh, cause you a punk ass bitch. Cause your wrestling school is one that's a pipeline to the WWE. And you sitting up here talking about some fucking opportunities that Jay ain't getting. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of confusion. I think Rikishi may have dementia. Or he has something called Norman Rockwell syndrome. And you probably like, what's that? I ain't never heard of that. Well, baby, I'm gonna give you the clinical term, okay? It's not clinical diagnosis, but it's a real thing. And this is what we experience throughout everything when people tell their histories and what they remember. So, what is Norman Rockwell syndrome? It is a feeling of disappointment or disillusionment when the idealized, often nostalgic scenes depicted in Norman Rockwell's paintings clash with the realities of family life, particularly during the holidays. That's why I mentioned dementia, because they use Norman Rockwell paintings to help dementia patients. Now, if you're not familiar with a Norman Rockwell painting, some famous ones are the Thanksgiving, where it's people like leaned over at the Thanksgiving table and they're putting up a big platter. They're getting ready and they're about to cut the turkey, right? And then they got Christmas and people are bringing in like Christmas gifts, or it's a soldier kissing a woman and the people in the windows are like smiling and stuff. See, the thing with Norman Rockwell is he depicted and made people feel good back in tumultuous times. So when someone would like feel some kind of way, they would go back to the Norman Rockwell painting and, basically get confused and think that was a part of their life. And it was not, right? Right. One other famous painting of Norman Rockwell's where he actually showed what really was happening was the one of Ruby Bridges. You had the four feds walking her into school. You had a tomato thrown at the wall and the word nigger. And she was about 5 years old. By the way, Ruby Bridges is still alive. Fun fact. Why am I saying all of that? Because I think Rikishi has a Norman Rockwell situation going on, because this man feels as if he's not getting his just due, or Jay isn't getting his just due. And I'm really confused as to what he's talking about. I listened to his whole entire podcast and I think I scratched a bald spot into my head. Cause who made Rikishi the head of the table? Who made Rikishi the head of the table to tell us what the bloodline is doing and what should be the fuck happening? Can we talk about Jay Uso real quick? Let's talk about Jay Uso, because I think Rikishi just got here. Rikishi just made me realize that he wasn't following this storyline. He just got here. When he made the comment that his people bring stuff to him, so he sits around and just, I don't fucking know, but he don't keep up with wrestling the way he wants us to believe. Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso has been at the top of the card in terms of tag team wrestling for a better part of 15, damn near 20 years. They came in as the Usos and they leaned heavily into their Polynesian culture. The only other tag team that I feel leaned heavily into their Polynesian culture like that was the Wild Samoans. They came right in by the help of their uncle Umaga, because he saw them cutting up and acting like fools in the street. And so he told them, y'all better, I'm going to take y'all down here and y'all going to learn how to wrestle. And his connection got them into the wrestling school with Booker T. Okay. Mind you, they were working with, what's his name? Roman Reigns' sister, because she owned a furniture store. Do you see the network and the connection? The Usos never had to feel like they didn't have nowhere to go. Somebody was always there looking out for them. Notice I did not mention Fatu. I didn't mention a daddy. And now here he is with all this fucking fever. I'm about to go all the way in. I can feel it because I'm getting annoyed because I feel like he was trying to use some like discriminatory or racial undertones when he was talking, and I don't like that shit because that's not what the fuck is going on. And you got people who really are dealing with discriminatory or racial undertones in the WWE. And we got proof and facts to push that shit up. And here he go trying to play that game over. Keisha, you need to come on over here. And you probably not gonna hear this, but I'm gonna get it off regardless. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, he said back when it was COVID, who kept WWE afloat? Come on, you want to tell me? You want to go there? We about to go there. Um, who kept WWE afloat? Drew McIntyre, the Bloodline. I'm sorry, not the Bloodline. Excuse me, they wasn't invented yet. Um, what was it? The Street Profits. Bianca Belair was paired with the Street Profits. Remember that? Bailey and fucking Sasha Banks kept it afloat. Yeah, right. We had Seth Rollins was mixing it up. There was a skeleton crew for COVID. Roman Reigns would not come to COVID because he is a leukemia survivor. So he couldn't get up in there like that. So I don't know what the fuck Rikishi is talking about. Now, if he wants to talk about that fateful day where Adam Pearce looked over and the camera panned to Roman Reigns and he looked over and saw what's his name? Paul Heyman. You need to start there, buddy. And that was toward the end of the summer. We already had the skeleton crew keeping us trying to keep us into fucking tamed. So I don't know what you're talking about putting all of COVID on Roman Reigns. It took a minute to get that whole thing, that whole shebang off of the ground. Now, in terms of Jay Uso, that was Jay Uso and Roman Reigns' story to fucking tell. And that was told. You had nothing to do with that. They didn't bring. They wasn't talking about as when we got to the crescendo and the climax of the story. Oh, we got to bring Rikishi in. Didn't nobody give a fuck about you. We went straight to Dwayne Johnson. So what is you talking about keeping it afloat? WWE was floating with them whack ass TVs and shit. Bloodline didn't kick off really until damn near, I want to say maybe 2022. That's when it really was like kicking off. But we had to slow burn. We had to watch Jay get his ass whooped and handed to him for at least a good 2 fucking years. What is you talking about? And other people were put on a back burner to elevate Samoans. And you sitting here talking about what is it against my boy? Would you have done that to Randy Orton if you threw the belt on Randy? And of course, the wrestling enthused out there, the ones that really dig in the crates. Randy Orton, they said his first title run, he held it for like what, 20 some days? Roman Reigns didn't hold that title for not even 30 days. What is you talking about? What are you talking about? That statement right there, what is it against my boy? Ain't shit against your boy. Let me tell you what your boy was doing while everybody else was being suppressed. Your boy was in a bloodline a conversation with Roman Reigns that was fantastic for 4 years. And then we watched another 2 years of Roman Reigns and the bloodline. And then we watched Jay and Jimmy turn on Roman Reigns. And then we watched Jay say, I'm leaving. And then Jay left and we still follow Jay. And then Jay got into the IC picture. And then Jay got into the World Heavyweight Champion picture. And then Jay became the Yeet Man. And then Jay got Minute Maid. Jay got Snap It to the Slim Jims. Jay got Mattel. Jay's in Cricket Wireless. Jay is opening the show and closing the show. Jay is in a situation with a tag team with Cody Rhodes. Okay? Jay is back there pumping up motherfucking Jimmy. Jay is all up in Solo Sikoa business, wanting to fight Jacob. Jay is getting a match with Logan Paul. Jay is on fucking Saturday night's main event. Jay won the Royal Rumble. Okay, Jay fucking got his WrestleMania moment. What the fuck are you talking about? If anything, I'm Jay Uso overload. I asked for Jay main event Jay. Where was you when Jay turned into a mascot and a fucking caricature? Kind of like you. You want to talk about your contribution to fucking wrestling? Was all stereotypes. Congratulations. Rikishi. I'm sorry. When did Rikishi become a fucking Samoan situation? That's literally a sumo rank. Okay? All you are is a shapeshifter. You made the comment, I'm here to make money. And if I gotta make money for my family, I'ma do whatever I can. You didn't get big until you decided to tip your Samoan toe into black culture with Scotty Too Hottie and Too Cool. With your Samoan garb on, pulling up your drawers and giving people stank faces. You felt some kind of way to where you had to go to your two sons and ask them if they was cool for it. Because I saw that documentary. Mind you, you wasn't even in their life like that. Because back in them days, Vince McMahon didn't give a fuck about family. You was on the road. You was on the road. You left them too. And that was demonstrated in Total Divas. Yeah, here the fuck you are, all up in your goddamn feelings over one of your kids. You ain't never seen it for Jimmy. You gonna see it for Jimmy? Because right now he could use somebody to push back on his booking. Solo Sikoa, he found his stride. He a funny dude. He a jokester. It's working. Now, if we could get them pants legs down and we don't have to see them thin ass ankles, he'd be all the way to the top. You want to talk about 75 fucking years of Samoan and what y'all do? We're not the problem. You are the fucking problem. 75 years of Samoan is the fucking problem because ain't nobody could get in where they fit in because y'all motherfuckers. You want... Here we go. Wild Samoans. All right, I'm going to give them what they got because at least they stuck to their Samoan heritage. Jimmy and Jay, they came in Samoan. And then all of a sudden they went to the goddamn penitentiary and turned into some damn West Side NWA type people. All up and through the black culture. Roman Reigns. Listen, Roman was the chosen one. And I'm going to say it, Roman did not come in with that Samoan on his back. Roman came in like a white dude who looked good, okay? We didn't learn about a goddamn Ulafala till 2020. Till damn near 2023, if you really want to get down to it. Rikishi, we already went through what you contributed with your head shrinkers and all that. You tried to lean into the Samoan shit. Ain't nobody was seeing it for you. You didn't get big till you pulled that ass out and put yourself on display. Some people would say it was like a emasculation ritual. You was all for that shit so you can get that money. Nia Jax. Knocking bitches out for the better part of what? For 10 years? She got The Rock's mother in the audience. The reason why you see The Rock's mother is because her and Nia are thick as fucking thieves. That's her cousin. Now Nia Jax coming back. I gave her flowers, but the bitch ain't all that. Keeping the job, cause what? Samoan. We already went through Dwayne Johnson. When Dwayne Johnson started, he tried to take his grandfather and be Rocky Maivia. Okay? And his daddy. And we said, absolutely the fuck not. He got booed out the building. Put him with Nation Domination. Ron Simmons said, act like me. You'll get over. That was the blackest The Rock has ever been. The blackest. Now everything's about Samoa. Down to the goddamn... to his socks. Tamina. Yeah, Tamina could have been Mina. Could have been. At one point, I thought she was going to get an independent championship. Where the fuck was you pushing for Tamina? Ain't she a part of the family? Vince McMahon protect y'all because we already know what Jimmy Snooker Fly was doing. He said, you know what? I'm going to protect you. You ain't got to worry about your daughter. Yokozuna. WWE does so well with their video footage that you would think Yokozuna was the bee's knees for years. Who knew he was Samoan, leaning all into that Japanese culture, playing all into fucking stereotypes? While you elevating yourself, you fucking up another culture. Where was you? Rikishi. Solar Sokoa, that's your son. Now he's getting his stride. Solar Sokoa should have never left NXT. Jacob Fatu. Somebody explain to me why the fuck Jacob Fatu is on WWE TV. What's his story? Why he there? Why he loves Solo? Oh, well, because Solo was starting the bloodline and we needed somebody there. That's it. Oh, Jacob Fatu. Well, there you go. Now, Jacob was mixing it up on the independent scene in NWA. I already get that. What we getting, I already seen it. I went back and did my history, but like they say, Jacob more nigga than the niggas. And I already know Jacob really don't be getting down like that because the way he was talking on that boat with Stephanie McMahon, please, please. Where was you to explain to us why the fuck Jacob's there? Rikishi, Hikaleo on his way because he the son of Haku, another Samoan. What Hikaleo about to join Solo Sokoa and JC Cesare for what? Why? Explain. Because he's Samoan. Umaga, rest in peace. But let them tell it. Oh, Umaga was not bringing up the caboose like everybody making it seem. What the fuck is going on here? Rikishi. Um, Again, Peter Matavia started all of this. I ain't gonna run him down. Then you got the Tonga kid. You know, he had to get in there to the point where the Tongans done showed up because they Polynesian. They not even Samoan. Tamatonga Tangaloa. You didn't have no problem with them being a part of the bloodline. They ain't in the bloodline. Then we could go ahead and talk about Ava. Can you help me understand why the fuck Ava still got a job? Oh, cause she a part of the bloodline. Rosie, I get it. That's what's his name? Roman Reigns' brother. Whoop the whoop the whoop. Wasn't all that popular and big like that either. Lance Anoa'i can't wrestle. Got in there, broke his shit up, but he getting a check. He getting a check just because he Lance Anoa'i. I don't hear you complain about none of this nepotism, stepping on people and getting shit that half these motherfuckers I named didn't fucking earn. Give Roman his reins. Roman got his flowers in a damn near 4-year reign. Roman gets his flowers every time Roman shows up and we say OTC. We know who got this where it got to it. And the problem is now we can't get away from the motherfucker. Now we can't get away from the bloodline story. Every damn faction in the WWE uses the bloodline formula. But you gonna sit your fat ass up here talking about what people ain't giving you? How dare you? Are you crazy? Yeah, he's selling merchandise. Yeah. If anything, you should want your son, Jay Uso, protected. Because all they doing is going to squeeze every last drop of blood out his ass. You sound like you just want WWE to make more money. You mad because he ain't there to make more money? Like, what the fuck is your argument? Where you are right at. No, Creative didn't give Jay what he needed. Creative didn't tell the story properly. Creative just used Jay as a vehicle to sell shit and be a mascot. Why wasn't you complaining? You just happy the motherfucker there looking like a clown because he was acting like you. When you was digging up in your ass and putting your butt all up in people's faces and then, we had to sit through all that shit. That's what you was doing. So you happy because Jay was emulating your weak ass shit? That's what you had to contribute? That's what you got? You want Jay to be remembered by? Come on, man. Jay had flaws. This is the flaw. Jay does well when he's with his people. Jay did fantastic when he was the right-hand man of Roman Reigns. When he was the main event and Roman Reigns was right there. Jay did well when he had his brother right there next to him. He's comfortable when he's around people. Jay said, give me the ball, I'm going to run with it. Well, baby, they gave Jay the ball. And Jay floundered a couple of times. Jay didn't put his foot in it like he's supposed to. Jay settled. When Gunther called him a mascot, Jay literally said, yup, I'm a mascot for them. And that's what we got. And the shit wasn't popular. And that's why they took the title off of him. To give it to Gunther. And now we got to suffer for what Gunther got to do with it. But don't sit here and say that somehow Jay was not given opportunities. There's a clip going around on that new show Unreal where we got Paul Leviskate in Jay face saying, I'm gonna put the rocket on you. What the fuck is you talking about, Rikishi? I'm going to wrap this up. Don't bring Randy Orton into this. Randy Orton had nothing to do with this unless you're trying to say that there's some type of racial undertones or some discrimination going on. Because Randy, he's also a Nepo baby, but he did what he had to do to get where he was. And even then, somebody was reaching down and bringing Randy up. You couldn't even get a fucking title because Paul Leviskate had his reign of terror. Why you not running him down? Because you a punk ass. And then don't bring Naomi up in this either. Because the one thing Naomi did was work for where she got to go. Not one motherfucking time did Naomi use her being married to a Samoan to be a part of any fucking thing. You understand? Trinity went over to she left WWE, took a chance on herself, went over there to Impact and did her thing as Trinity. Okay? And everybody went over there who cared and wanted to see what she had going on. She ain't never bring up a bloodline, Jimmy, none of that. She did the work, came back, and she Naomi. We only know what Trinity got going on because we into what she got going on. She share her family, Total Divas history, and all that. Don't act like you was supporting fucking Trinity. When she was sitting down there at Total Divas that night before they wedding, asking Jimmy, is your daddy not going to show up because I'm black? And then Jay had to come in and start crying, trying to make her feel good, to tell her how he love her and love his brother and they're going to have a good wedding regardless. Don't fucking sit here and act like you all enthralled in your son's life. Because I don't even think they fuck with you like that. So whatever point you was trying to make, Rikishi, the shit's moot. It's disgusting. And I don't like that you sitting there acting like y'all ain't getting just due. Y'all motherfuckers run WWE. I didn't even say Zillify 2. He waiting in the wings, using his little blood drop. He even got merch that say I'm the one. Y'all eat off of what little motion y'all get. I don't care. I ain't got no beef with the Samoans or whatever. Let's just say y'all shapeshifters. You don't stick to your own culture. You use other people's cultures to get over. Japanese, African American, those two specifically. Okay? Mostly African American now. So while you sitting up there trying to, speak up for your son, you're living in the Norman Rockwell world, baby. Because Jay Uso's fine. Not to mention he in the King of the Ring tournament. Did you fucking forget that? Did Jay even qualify? No. It was a blank spot. They said somebody need to fill it, and they just gave it to Jay. Boom. There you go. So what the fuck is Rikishi? If anybody want to tell me what the fuck Rikishi talking about, I need somebody to say it. Because now he done opened a can of worms that just didn't need to be opened up. You should have set your fat ass on your show and be the fuck quiet. Because Jay ain't hurting. He gave his speech. He said, thank y'all for letting me run this. Y'all was with me. You think that you ain't going to stop because he ain't got no title? He going to go right back over there with his brother where he do best. Open up that motherfucking penitentiary again, yeet and skeet, and do what he got to do and get them tag team titles and continue to fuck on. Get your fucking life, Rikishi. I'm going to leave it right there, guys. You tell me what you think in the comments.